Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
Exciting.
What episode are we on?
Episode 36.
All right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Share it with a friend.
Okay, can I get that piece of hair off?
Yeah, what's going on there? There
oh,
it
it's
is.
attached.
It's a stray one.
I won't pull it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, a lot of excitement, a lot of banging and hammering, and you might hear some as we're doing this because we're getting our bathroom remodeled as we speak, and they're working a little overtime today.
Yep.
So
sights and sounds you may hear that you may not normally hear.
Yeah.
You do hear Jack or see Jack every now and then, I've noticed when I've been editing our videos. So I may introduce him to you if he comes over here.
At some point.
Anyway.
All right. Do you have a joke for us?
I do have a joke.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Lay it on us.
Silence is golden. Unless you have a toddler. Then it's very, very suspicious.
Yeah. I've seen some amazing pictures on Facebook of people who were distracted and had to go find their child and found them in the kitchen. And
our own grandson, we've got photographic evidence of our own grandson. Our daughter came around the corner into the kitchen, and here he is with his sleeve up around the cabinet handle, and he's on the floor, he's standing on the floor, and he's just
stuck.
But he wasn't a toddler, but
that's my boy.
Yeah.
All right.
So
sometimes it's just easier to eat the last slice of pizza than it is to try to fit the box in the fridge. Just eat it. And sometimes when there's like only 3 slices left, why bother? Just eat the 3 slices and throw the box away.
No. 3 slices, you're definitely saving it for lunch tomorrow. But 1 slice, you're like, hey, I might as well just eat it.
Everybody's been there. Don't deny it. All right.
Today in history.
This week in history. 2009, in the U.S., the transition to digital TV transmission is completed. I remember this was such
2009?
a big deal. Yeah, the anticipation before it happened, and then while it was going on, it was a major deal.
I don't remember this being a thing, but I don't know where I was at.
You're not much of a geek, are you?
I guess not.
Wow.
I guess not. Wow.
1968, the original Legoland opens June 7th in Billund, Denmark.
Wow. Didn't realize it was Denmark that kind of started in or erupted in 1968.
Don't they also have the miniature city, miniature town where you walk through and everything is all miniature?
There's a Legoland, I feel like, in Anaheim, around Anaheim. I don't know that.
Well, this wasn't a Legoland, I don't think. It's just a miniature. Anyway. That's what it reminded me of. 1948, pilot Chuck Yeager breaks the sound barrier, June 10th, in the Bell XS-1.
Wow.
I think I put that model together when I was a kid.
Model airplane?
Yeah.
Chuck Yeager.
1944, the D-Day invasion takes place June 6th on the shores of Normandy, France.
We are memorializing that this week, or we have been, yep.
I saw a great photo today in social media, or not today, this week. It was 2 twin brothers, and they both participated in D-Day, one on land and one from the air. One was a pilot and one was on land. And they were 100 years old. 98, wait a minute. 98. I think they were 98 years old. Yeah.
They had some young pilots, young Air Force.
Maybe they weren't twins. Maybe it was one of them was 98 years old and one of them was 100 years old. I think that was it. They weren't twins, but there was 2 brothers that both participated.
That is definitely on the bucket list, Normandy.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. And we'd like to see it on a riverboat.
Yeah, we'd like to, well, however we get to Europe.
You can see it on a riverboat, but I think they bus you to the
Yeah.
coastline
Yeah.
to Normandy.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely at the top of the list.
Yeah.
1943, journalist Laszlo Biro patents the ballpoint pen. Dang it.
Dang it.
Another,
We'd only.
another invention I could have
That and
been
the Kleenex.
sitting on a beach instead of sitting here talking to you people.
With
Just
me, of
kidding.
course,
I'm
on the beach.
enjoying
but
this
yeah.
totally. I'd still enjoy the beach though.
Yeah.
That'd be cool too.
If we could do this from the beach, it would be all right. Wait a minute. We are way off track today.
1923, the sovereign state of Vatican City is formed June 7th.
That doesn't
1923.
surprise me.
Wow, we're coming up on 100 years for the Vatican. That will probably be quite a celebration. Finally, 1833, Andrew Jackson becomes the first president to ride on a train.
Really?
Well, that's how they got around and did their campaigning.
Oh, 1833. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 1833. Did I say 19? Maybe
don't-
I missed.
I don't know.
1833, yeah. Remember they used to, the one that sticks out in my mind is Teddy Roosevelt. You know, seeing him on the back of a train, campaigning. That's how they went from city to city. That's how you did your campaigning. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense for him as well,
Right.
somewhat. He was in a wheelchair for the most part, right?
Not Teddy Roosevelt, that's Franklin Delano,
Delano.
his cousin. It's a good thing you're a history major.
Never mind. I have a headache.
All right, that's this week in history. We're getting a little derailed here. But
We
it's
are very derailed
Kind
today.
of fun. Okay, economic news. Oil pressure. Oil ministers agreed to hold down supply last week amid growing summer gasoline demand. The result, oil topped $72 a barrel for the first time since 2011. There's that sweet
There's the
sound of renovation.
Yeah, I felt that at the pump today. I had to fill up with gas.
Did you? What'd you pay?
Oh, $3.19.
$3.19. Okay, yeah. If we go to Costco, we're still
Yep.
keeping it under $3, but not much, like
It was
$2.85 or
painful
something,
today.
$2.87. So.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Hiring improved in April with 559,000 new jobs added,
Yep.
according to the Labor Department. Stocks rose slightly, but employment still fell well short of the expected 700,000.
Okay.
As the incentives or the additional pandemic
Stimulus.
money tapers off, I think we're going to see improvement in the.
Yeah. Where were we driving? We were driving in Sun City yesterday. Help wanted. Help wanted. No, it was Peoria. I'm sorry, it was Peoria.
Yeah.
Help wanted. Help wanted. Help wanted.
Yeah.
At a lot of the places.
Yeah,
So-
and it leads right into this. Are you looking at my paper?
Oh yeah,
Labor shortage. In its regular Beige Book report last week, the Fed called U.S. economic growth moderate, illustrated mainly by 9.8 million workers out of work despite 8 million jobs available. So we just got to match everybody up
yeah.
and we'll get everybody back to work. All right, housing news. Some markers indicate a softening housing market. We've been talking about this over and over now.
Yep.
Pending home sales fell 3% in May and asking prices fell $2,500.
Okay.
Haven't heard that lately.
It's not a big amount, but it is an amount.
Yeah, that's from the 4-week period ending May 23rd. Still, median prices rose to a record $355,558.
There's still a shortage. I mean, we still are
the
dealing
demand
with
is
a
still
shortage.
there because of
Yeah, the
inventory
demand is
shortage.
still there.
52% of homes sold for more than list price.
52%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled, just surveying for one client, I pulled all the listings that we had talked about, and all but one. And this was probably about 10 different listings we had been discussing over the past month. And all but one had closed for over list price.
Right.
And, ranging from $2,500 over on up to tens of thousands of dollars over.
That's always drives me
So.
crazy when I hear our clients say, I'm seeing prices dropping. I'm going, what matrix are you looking at? Because I can't find that. And then,
Well, it's like the listing that I showed today, this morning. The price was adjusted substantially, but the agent said that they had priced it too much. That,
Yes, we do see some crazy, let's just give it a roll.
Let's give it a roll.
And then the next week they've dropped the price by $95,000.
Right. You're like, oh, that didn't work, I guess.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Crazy market we're
Yeah.
in. All right. Soaring home prices mean a record amount of home equity, 7.3 trillion with a T, or roughly 158,000 per household at the end of 2020. Wowzer.
Yep. Wow, 158 per household of equity by the end of last year.
And this is with rock bottom mortgage interest rates. Americans pulled out a total of 70.4 billion.
Oh.
So we hope that's all home improvement, pools
Yes.
and additions and
Yes. A lot of people are doing renovations and pools. Yep.
Yep.
They're.
I guess it's better whatever they're doing. It doesn't really matter. Whatever they're doing, it's better than seeing it being debt increased. Definitely better.
Or buying a boat with
That's
that
fine.
equity.
Hey, buy a boat. It's fine as long as you're not doing it with a credit card.
Yeah, I guess we're stimulating the economy
Yeah,
that way
exactly.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get back to living our lives. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Many potential homeowners homebound during the coronavirus crisis plan to return to work on site at least part-time as restrictions are eased. It appears commute time remains a significant factor in growth patterns. A recent index shows populations rising faster close to the cities despite higher rural development rates. That's interesting because during the pandemic we were talking about people were liking the working away from home, we're looking forward to doing it full time, and we're looking at the burbs. Now businesses are saying, nope, you got to come back to the office. They're doing hybrids. I'm seeing a lot of hybrids, 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Some of our friends that work in the government even are, 2 days a week, or businesses that support the government anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if that push to the suburbs starts migrating back towards the city or work.
They have said that already, that there's kind of more of a balancing. People aren't making a move out as much anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay, regulatory news. Landlords, boy, we're getting to a bit of a tipping point here on this. Fannie Mae last week extended its multifamily borrower COVID-19 forbearance program through September 30th of 2021. The program requires landlords to suspend all evictions for renters unable to pay rent. The program allows tenants flexibility to repay back rent over time and bars late fees. This is from FannieMae.com. Landlords have criticized the policy as unsustainable, and I can understand that. If you're not collecting rent for going on over a year now, how can you possibly...
I mean, what are there
now, I know there's
things in place to actually evidence that they can't pay their rent because of a COVID-related
well, that's true. You
thing.
hope that there's strong
I certainly hope so for the landlord's
proof of
sake.
situation. Yeah. There is PPP. We know that. Pandemic relief, payroll protection, but I don't know how much of that's left and how much of that I know.
You're talking about maybe for like a small business owner that's trying to use any amount of revenue to support their business, but are having problems still paying their personal rent.
But for it to be forgiven, it needed to be, at least initially, it had to be payroll. So this is a little bit different, although...
But if you're paying yourself, the PPP loans allowed for that.
Yeah, you'll have to make sure, accounting-wise, you're counting your missing income from your rentals.
Okay, yeah.
You would normally pay yourself with that money. So it's a little tricky, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that a lot of landlords don't have an actual business set up, maybe they do.
Yeah.
If they have enough rental properties, maybe they do run it through an LLC, and that way they could qualify for a PPP loan.
Right.
But if they're just an individual owner, they've got 5 properties or whatever, It may not be a business owner to qualify for that.
Yeah. Well,
So
I hope
that's
they're
tough.
getting some relief because
Yeah.
they've been going a long time. A lot of them have been
Well, we've
going
got the
a long time.
moratorium for foreclosures,
True.
so they're
and-
they're interlinked a little bit.
True. Okay, mortgage applications. Mortgage loan application volume fell last week, the 15th time in 2021.
Wow.
The Mortgage Bankers Association Market Composite Index, MBA,
We're back to
reached its
acronym.
lowest level since September 2020 amid strong demand and constrained supply. So
Okay.
basically, they would be granting more loans if there was more homes to sell.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
That's the
there's
crux
no
of
income
that.
or there's no inventory to do that. Now, a lot of your news stories touched on the special report we talked about. We're hearing a lot of people say, I'm just going to wait.
Can we role play it? You want me to role play?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll be the person on the fence, the
Okay.
buyer on the fence.
So are you ready to start taking a look at homes again? I know it's been a week or so since we've been.
I'm going to wait for the housing crash. I know it's coming. It did in '08. It's going to come again. History repeats
We
itself.
hear this so much.
Well,
There's not going to be a crash like there was back then during the housing bubble.
oh yeah?
One strong reason is because of equity. A lot of homeowners have equity in their homes, so they're not going to be foreclosing. There is still a moratorium on foreclosures. So yes, we'll see some foreclosures that aren't falling under the forbearance guidelines, but it's only going to be 1% to 2% of the housing market.
So you're saying nobody in their right mind would allow their home to foreclose when they're sitting on $158,000
on average
in equity?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, I'm going to wait until the prices drop, and I bet they drop way down.
See, we hear this a lot too. It's not likely because the demand is so high. Inventory is so low that houses are selling. Houses are not sitting on the market like they were back in the day. And there's not this pent-up inventory that there was back in the day. And that was released. And when it was released, it flooded the market so much that prices dropped way down. That isn't out there anymore.
So you're saying back then when a 20-year-old owns 12 homes that he paid $1,000 a piece for and nobody's living in any of them, that was false demand?
Right, because we foreclosed on that individual that did that.
Gotcha.
And then,
Okay, that makes sense.
okay.
Nonetheless, I think I'm going to wait for the mortgage rates to drop.
Mortgage rates.
I heard they're going to go down to 1%.
No, they're not.
Really?
In fact, it's actually likely that they're going to increase. Right now, thankfully, they're remaining pretty stable, right around 3%, depending on your credit history and debt to income and all those good things. We'll link to Melissa's information below. But they are likely to actually rise slightly. There's still an unsettled talks, unsettled kind of energy going on in the inflation market and things like that.
Oh yeah, there's concerns and,
so,
skittishness.
skittishness,
I think is a good word
yes.
for it. So you're saying I should probably lock in a mortgage now while they're in the low
Absolutely.
3s before they go to 4 or, heavens forgive me, 5?
Further than that, yeah, they could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that great advice. It's much appreciated.
You're welcome. So if the time is right for you to buy, buy. If this is when your family needs to move, if you need more space, if you need less space, it's a good time.
Right. Your appreciation's only going to be more. Ooh.
Right.
What was
Oh,
that
my goodness.
appreciation number we found for one of our clients who has not even taken in surprise?
I think it was like $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really close to $100,000. Brand new home. She locked in her price, of course, 8 to 10 months ago.
Yeah, we're finally getting down the home stretch here. We're 8 months into her build.
Yeah, and the salesperson emailed saying, hey, great framing walkthrough that we had today. And oh, by the way, we just had another home sell on the open market, on the resale market, in the neighborhood for $569,000. And I looked back to see what she's locked in at, and she's at about $470,000.
That's fantastic.
Seriously.
What a great way to enter home ownership.
It is.
$100,000 up on your
It
home
is.
equity. Okay, for rates this week, holding steady, 30-year 3.130, 15-year 2.429, and VA holding steady at 2.794.
Nice.
So rates are still good, but we don't know what the future holds with
Yeah, we don't know.
inflation. If inflation
Yeah.
keeps creeping up, we may see a rise in the interest rates. So,
Yeah.
all right, inventory. Valley actually creeping up a little bit, 5,655. Peoria is at 175, and Surprise is at 163.
Okay, yeah, those numbers have risen a little bit.
Yeah. Closer to home, Trilogy at Estancia. We have 11 homes available, ranging in price from $369,000 to $799,900. Estancia Village has 10 homes available. Price range $349,000 to $799,000. Blackstone Country Club, 5 homes. Price range $529,000 to $949,000. Portobello has 4 homes available.
Go Portobello.
Price range $574,000 to $839,000. Sun City Grand, 19. That's not much.
That's about what it was last week.
Yeah, it's not getting any better over there. $299,999.99. No, I'm kidding.
No.
To high of $950,000.
Yeah.
Finally, Sun City West, 35 homes available, ranging in price from $187,900 to $684,000. That's our report for today.
Remember when we used to say this time of the year, the Trilogy inventory always drops. Second homeowners are saying, it didn't sell over the winter. That's okay. I'll use it this fall and then decide if I want to sell then. So they take it off the market. So the inventory numbers fall drastically over the summer. And we used to, remember, it would go, I remember between 70 and 50 homes on the market, down from like 120 to 100
gosh, those are
homes on the market in the winter, and then we would drop.
Yeah,
and we remember thinking, there's hardly anything available. In Trilogy, there's 50 homes.
Yeah.
Now there's 11.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
They're gone. Yeah. So.
Fun times. Okay, that's our
Anyway,
report for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend and a blessed week, and we will see you again next week. Take
Bye
care.
for now. Look at that, I remembered.
What episode are we on?
Episode 36.
Wow.
Yeah, getting there.
Cruising right into retirement here, aren't we?
I wish.
All right, you ready to get the show on the road?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? You got your joke brought up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't look. It's a secret.
I sent it to you.
Oh, thank you for doing that for me.
Oh my gosh.
Come here. There's Jack. He's the little tail that you keep seeing in the background.